Thanks, Jan. Would somebody remind me to remove the hold that I put on his paycheck, just in case the intro didn't go well? So anyway, look, I want to thank Brian Rossborough and the entire organizing committee for allowing me to be here today and share some things about what's new and exciting with TVO. This is an introduction of TVO to some of you and a reintroduction of TVO to most of you, I think. So I'm really excited to talk about the synergies that we have with AMO and all the things that we look forward to doing. Let me start by saying how much pride TVO has in our relationship with AMO. But I also want to thank all of you for all the work that you do in service to the public. Muhammad Ali once said that service to others is the rent that we pay for our room on this earth. So I think you all are at no risk of eviction anytime soon. So I really want to thank you. Once again, service to others is the rent that we pay for our room on this earth. So although we may use different tools and different platforms at times, TVO and AMO have many shared interests. Engaging traditionally underserviced and underrepresented communities with the work that we do, expanding access to digital learning resources and other important online information, helping Ontarians understand key issues that impact their communities, and inspiring young people to embrace civic callings, and generally supporting the economic and social development of the province through engagement and inclusion of all Ontarians. This morning, I'll be talking about how we at TVO, like so many of us in this room, are helping to build communities. And as a social impact learning organization, TVO is endeavoring to inspire learning that changes lives and enriches communities. We are modernizing, adapting, and responding even more quickly to an unprecedented time and disruption and opportunity. The needs of our province and its citizens are changing rapidly, and we consciously and authentically are determined to meet the diverse needs of all Ontarians. So let's dive right in. At our core, TVO is a learning organization. Our purpose is to inspire learning that changes lives and enriches communities. The last 2.5 years have been like no other in our lifetime. Of course, you all know that because the folks in this room have had the immense responsibility of guiding your communities through the impacts of the pandemic. In our own way, TVO has also played a role in helping the province's journey through the pandemic. For years, TVO has been inspiring learning through our current affairs, the agenda with Steve Paikin, our documentaries, podcasts, stories from our regional hubs, and quality online journalism and reporting. And we've inspired learning through our award-winning TVO Kids content, helping to prepare children for school and for life through some really transformative and iconic shows. Most people remember Pokeroo. It's coming back. So during the pandemic, though, we were called upon to really up our game even in these areas, as well as an enhanced emphasis on digital learning content and delivery. And we did just that. Perhaps the most substantive impact the pandemic had on TVO's content offerings was the start of digital transformation, including our online digital learning resources. As an agency of the Ministry of Education, TVO has been providing educational games, online tutoring, and other digital learning resources for students, families, and educators across Ontario for quite some time. Although it's not an area that has traditionally had the same public profile as the other award-winning content, it's at the core of who we are as an organization. As a result of the disruptions caused by the COVID-19 pandemic, teachers and students were asked to go online for their classes. Terms like hybrid classrooms, synchronous and asynchronous learning became a regular part of our lexicon. There was an urgent need for more digital learning resources that teachers could use in virtual classrooms and parents could use with their kids at home to help supplement their learning. We developed new online course materials for all grade levels, beginning with the most in-demand curriculum strands. It was an immense undertaking, but with funding from the Ministry of Education, TVO enlisted and guided teams of certified teachers, pedagogues, curriculum specialists, and digital designers to create the highest quality course content to help fill the gap and supplement educational resources. Today, 2 years after the effort began, TVO has developed online course materials covering every strand of every subject from kindergarten through grade 8. And we've developed more than 24 new online high school courses and made them available to schools across the province for inclusion in their course offerings. If you have kids or grandkids in school or constituents who seek advice from your office about online learning materials, you would want to check out TVOlearn.com. So you'll find here to be a true one-stop shop for the best curriculum online learning resources available. At TVOlearn.com, you'll also find our free online one-on-one math tutoring services called TVO Mathify. Despite the fact that we've completed over 120,000 tutoring sessions last year, I call it the best kept secret in the province. Any student enrolled grades 4 through 11 at a publicly funded English language school in Ontario is eligible for Mathify's free tutoring services. Students are securely and anonymously connected to an Ontario certified teacher on TVO's Mathify platform. There, the tutor and the student share an interactive online whiteboard where they can work through math problems together. As you can imagine, we've received a tremendous amount of excellent feedback from the students and parents on this service. And I wanted to make sure to take this opportunity to share that with you because I don't want to leave here without promoting it to such an influential group of individuals. You know, if this type of support had been available to me when I was in school, I may have been a doctor instead of a lawyer. But don't worry, like many of you, I'm on the 12-step recovery program from being a lawyer. Seriously, when I joined TVO nearly 2 years ago, I initiated a strategic review that led to the adoption of a new strategy, TVO. One of the priorities identified was a focus on expanding and promoting our resources to historically underserviced communities. This was another area I believe we can extend our partnership with AMO. Ontarians in many rural and remote parts of the province, our Indigenous populations, racialized communities, and new Canadians. This is what I mean by the underserviced communities. TVO has a strong history of diverse programming, one that we're very proud of, and I believe we can do so much more. Part of our digital transformation is unlocking our libraries of assets to a wider audience and providing improved discoverability that we can continue to improve people's lives through greater access. So that means having our content available on non-traditional television options, like online and digital streaming platforms, expanding and curating our library of diverse content to reach into all communities across the province, giving voice and opportunities to diverse filmmakers, journalists, entrepreneurs, and community leaders. If we do this more, we will reach more kids and more adults and provide more opportunities for the growth of Ontario through continued development of our people. At TVO, we're not just a multimedia platform that delivers high-quality content. We truly are a social impact organization that helps fill gaps. We help to build out and build up communities, regardless of geography, income, or any other hurdle to success. I know this is a vision shared by most of you in this room. And I want to take a moment to congratulate you on all the work that you've done to increase diversity in our municipal councils through initiatives like We All Win campaign. very apt name, if I may say, because we really do all win by increasing diversity in our representation. Your dedication to partnering with diverse communities through organizations like Proud Politics and Operation Black Vote is a testament to your commitment. And of course, I'm looking forward to the panel that's coming up shortly on Trailblazers. So, for our part, our commitment to diverse and underserviced communities are woven throughout broadcasts, podcasts, online, and YouTube channels. We have award-winning TVO Kids productions too, featuring diverse characters on shows like Wolf Joe and 16 Hudson. These shows were produced with one primary purpose in mind: to elevate our thinking and allow children of all backgrounds to see themselves in TVO productions, creating aspirational experiences. On the current affairs side, we recently launched The Thread with Nam Kiwanuka. Now, The Thread is unlike anything else we do at TVO, or that anyone else does for that matter. Each month, Nam and her team focus on a different issue of concern, and they explore the issue from a wide range of perspectives by going into the communities and talking to people who are impacted, experts and real people alike. It's all about exploring and engaging with communities. Through productions like these and others, I believe TVO is moving the dial and reflecting diverse voices in media. Our focus now is to ensure that we're not only reflecting Ontario's diverse communities in our content, but we are including these communities in our work. Over the next 3 years, at least 50% of the new documentaries we commission that will be co-produced with a production company that either has diverse owners and or where there are at least 30% of the key creative personnel are diverse. Thank you. But by definition, diversity takes many forms, and nowhere is it more important to discuss regional diversity than here at the AMO conference. The Ontario Hubs Initiative started a few years ago with the generous financial assistance of the Barry and Laurie Green Family Trust and Goldie Feldman, allowed TVO to create a province-wide network of trusted on-the-ground journalists to explore issues from local perspectives. Through our Ontario Hubs, journalists in London, Hamilton, Kingston, Ottawa, Sudbury, and Thunder Bay have played an important role in helping TVO reflect the full scope of Ontario's regional diversity with our current affairs journalism. But of course, our exploration of regional and remote perspectives doesn't end there. Over the past few weeks, TVO's revamped website has included an interesting feature called TVO.me Ontario Road Trip. It's an interactive map of the province with dozens and dozens of activations. These activations cover virtually every corner of the province by way of using TVO video or documentary featuring that community, or some other TVO content that explores an issue or provides a learning moment that that community or region has in our province. I couldn't begin to list all the content the map represents, but it is extensive and I encourage you to check it out. But in the spirit of sharing, I'm going to mention just a few. TVO's new 6-part documentary series, Crossroads, that explores the stories of small communities confronting the issues of single industry towns. From North Buxton to Stratford to Napanee, Smith Falls, Van Leek Hill, and Cobalt. Documentaries like Tripping the Rideau, Tripping the Niagara, and Tripping the Bruce. Our series uncovering how towns across Ontario got their names. Learning activities about Indigenous history, science and geography. Articles, agenda segments, and other items about what it's like to live in the North. Now, this road trip helps tell the story of Ontario, its history, its people, its communities. But of course, it's ever evolving. And as rich and as full as it appears, the road trip is far from complete, which is why we together have so much more to do. We challenge ourselves to build on the trusted record TVO has established over the last 51 years by expanding our outlook, by focusing not just on the stories we see, but on the varying perspectives from which these stories must be told, and by using these stories to connect communities. In so many ways, this is a challenge that AMO and TVO have in common, and I know that working together we can do so much more to meet this challenge than either one of us can do on our own. So, I come to you with an ask. As the people charged with leading our communities all across the province, I ask that you think about the many perspectives your community brings to the story of Ontario and think about how we can continue to support each other in telling that story to our fellow citizens. At the heart of our relationship is the fostering of learning opportunities, conversations, and actions that can change the trajectory of people's lives and enrich the communities in which we call home. What an amazing, worthwhile goal. To quote Earl Nightingale, who is an inspirational speaker and author, he said, "Success is the progressive realization of a worthy goal." Success is the progressive realization of a worthy goal. So, we may not have accomplished all that we set out to do yet, but together, we're getting closer every day. So I'm going to leave you with that call to action, and also with a short video that I believe highlights the essence of TVO's values and voices, as well as what is to come. So this is a sneak peek, everybody. So don't let it out, okay? So TVO.me is for you. So I want to thank you, and thank you so much, and I wish all of you great learnings throughout the rest of your day.